Hey guys, it is Tristan with Nerdette's Newsstand, and I have a review. I'm really excited about this one. It was a project I backed for the simple fact that it was Mike S. Miller, and I really enjoyed his work when he was with DC, so it kind of just came down to that. But this one was quite impressive. I really have not anything negative to say. I'll say that right away, but I do have some things to say. So this was actually not only written but illustrated by Mike Miller, which is huge considering, a lot of times when I do these, it's, written by this person, illustrated by this person, scripted by this person, and it was all done by Mike Miller. There was, the coloring was done by, oh boy, I'm so bad with names, J. Nan Jan Jamboree. I'm so sure that is so wrong. And the lettering was done by Bill Tortellini, and it was edited by Roland Mann. But, yeah, you don't see that a lot. You don't see that, the art and the, writing, the script, everything, the dialogue done by one person, and that's huge. I don't think I've really ever come across that. Maybe once, but that would be it. And this is spoiler free. Like I said, I'm just going to kind of talk about it. I was really, really impressed. But there were some things I also wanted to discuss. The narration when you first open up, it really did a good job of drawing you in right away. It did a good job. Even though he's talking to a pigeon, you feel like for a second he's talking to you. And I like how he has like the back and forth. You hear about... You realize later on that he is, from a different era. But he does go on and he talks about, spoiled children raised by spoiled children that are raising spoiled children. And that is kind of unfortunately how it is anyways. But he almost has this like spider sense or this animalistic instinct, I guess would be the best way to put it. And this leads into this fight, and I believe this was available as far as the preview as the IGG, so I don't mind showing it, but I don't want to show too much because I do believe that this is something that you're going to definitely enjoy. I feel like they were a little like stereotypically gang member Mexican. The main guy almost reminded me of El Diablo from Suicide Squad, but not like in powers or anything like that. Just the way he looked. He really did kind of have that El Diablo look to me. And honestly, this was the only part in the whole comic that I was kind of like, well, this is, kind of indicative of what we've seen before. But the rest of it, like even when she, pulls the gun, worrying about what would have happened had he not stopped her, and his form of punishment. I mean, like, he does say that he doesn't kill unless it's needed. And that is one thing I like about, and okay, I'm a huge Batman fan, that's well known. Batman doesn't kill. And there's a lot of times when I've looked into certain comics and been like, had he killed Victor Zsasz, 100 other people would have been alive. 100 people that deserve to be alive would be alive. And that's what I kind of liked about him adding to this character, is him saying, unless I have to. If I have to kill, I will. And I respect that out of this type of character. We do get to meet quite a few. They have like this, base where they meet, and there's a couple of them. I think there's 5 or 6. I liked how they all had unique powers. They all had their own way of, doing things. What I like the most, and it really, really made me laugh, is when we are meeting them and we see that the coffee mug says Malin's Tears. Like, that was really making me laugh. I love those little things that were put in to kind of make you just realize that it is, a comic book that's not on such a huge scale, that it puts in little Easter eggs like that, and I loved it. I love that about it. I loved how he writes these people as humans. And I've said that about Tom King before. He writes a very good human. And he did that with these characters. He was able to make us, like the character, not only like the character for them, like them for what they believed in, what they fought for. There was a really good scene where we see them all praying. You know, it was simple things like that that made me really like them. Made me like them not only as a character, but as a person. And I think Mike Miller did a really good job of showcasing that human side of the individuals. Even with like Hothead, who, you know, gets, obviously, a little more, just by the name alone, a little more angry than the most. My cat just dropped something. Raven, knock it off! Yeah, I'm really bad about not redoing stuff, so you can deal with that. Even with like Hothead, who does get a little bit more angry and does get a little bit more quick-tempered. We see why, and we know that that's just part of his personality. They all have very distinctive personalities, and I was quite impressed with the whole storyline. And I'm not going to go any more into the storyline because there is just way too much spoilers, and I won't do that with a comic like this. Though I will say the little girl, super creepy, Mike. Like, I knew right away something was up, but that is all I'm gonna say. I want to know what you guys think of this. The art, that's another thing I want to say. I have always enjoyed his art, like straight down to Injustice. That's where I really found him and fell in love with his artwork. And that's kind of, and I've always said Injustice has always been my favorite Elseworld story. It's my favorite Batman story. It's my favorite evil Superman story. And I really attribute a lot of that to some of the good art and some of the good art combined with a good story. So that is what this comic did. And I am really excited to see what everyone thinks because I was beyond impressed. Let me know what you guys think. I will see you in the next one. Bye-bye.